When Leo. Hey everybody, it's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going, my loves? Welcome to What's the Story. We are here every Tuesday night. Well, actually, What's the Story with Maria? Because I do believe there's another podcast out there somewhere. They used to be called What's the Story. But we are What's the Story with Maria, and we've been coming to you live. This is episode 344. So, oh my God, what is that? That's going into 7 years. I think we started in 2000. Leo would know better than me. 2017, I think. We started in July of 2017. Anyway, we're so happy to be here. Leo, honey, hit that promo. How's everybody doing? Oh my God, so much great stuff happening this week. A busy week it was. A very, very, very busy week. So we want to welcome you to What's the Story with Maria. So last night, the Mac Awards happened. Oh my God, Leo, you're so cute. I sent Leo. Actually, Leo was the first person I sent. Actually, no. Lynn Portis, genius. I took that picture. It was the first person I sent it to. And then right after Lynn, I sent it to Leo. So anyway, we are so, we're happy. I'm happy. I'm not going to lie. I'm so happy. It was such a nice Mac Award too. Not that they're, awards are usually fun and all that. But last night was extra special because so many of our friends were there and nominated, and it was just like a love fest. I wrote that on Facebook, but it really was like all our buddies from Don't Tell Mamas were there, and so a bunch of people from Brandy's and a bunch of people from the Duplex and Stone. It just like was such a family affair. All the piano bar people were there, and also you got to remember it's not just piano bar; it's all kinds of cabaret, and live entertainment throughout the city. It's a big deal. So MAC stands for Manhattan Association of Cabarets and Clubs, and this is the 38th annual. So it started before I moved to the city. I moved here in 1990. I think it started in '84, if I'm not mistaken. Sharon McKnight was there, and she was the original winner, I think, of one of the first awards. So it was really cool. But there were so many wonderful people. Oh my God, Marilyn May was there. You talk about a legend. She was there. Norm Lewis, who happens to be a friend of mine and Susie's friend. We've known Norm for, also a good 25 years. And Norm is just a beautiful guy. He presented the Lifetime Achievement Award to Vivian Reed, who is famous, a famous Broadway and jazz and cabaret performer for God since forever, since the 70s. She was in Bubbling Brown Sugar. And if you ever want to hear a version of God Bless the Child that will just leave you like this, it's Vivian Reed. And she was there and she was amazing. And she was so giving. Now she teaches, and she was so giving of her students. And a lot of them were there and they were cheering and all that, which tonight our guest is Renee Lordi, who is a friend of mine for many, 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 I'm going to say also maybe 25, almost 30 years. And she is a teacher. And so, teachers are, in my eyes, the two most special professions in the world are teacher and nurse. And that could be male or female. It's just that I find that those people, the ripple effect of those jobs is never ending. It's never ending. It just keeps vibrating into the world. So Vivian was so gracious, and she's still beautiful and amazing. And but anyway, she talked about that. Now she really puts all her love and devotion into teaching, and I just thought that was amazing. And her students went crazy. And then because she had some vocal issues, some lung issues after COVID, she acquiesced And rather than sing a song, she let one of her students sing, which I thought was just beautiful. So, and then Leroy Reams, who is a famous singer, dancer, actor. Just Google Leroy Reams and a million things come up. He's a director and he's a lovely person. And what a showman. He came out, Marilyn May introduced him, and he sang, and it was beautiful. Lena Katrakis and Billy Stritch introduced J.P. Perot, who is an amazing lighting and sound man that lights everybody. Everybody who's anybody is lit by JP. So, and he's a beautiful guy. So they were the lifetime achievement people, and in between there was a ton of great awards, and so many wonderful people. If you want to look at the whole list, you just go to MAC NYC for New York City .org, and it'll say right on there all the great things came up. I do have to give a special shout out to my buddy Jerry Diefenbach, who won Best Instrumentalist Downtown. Now, a lot of us work uptown and downtown, but this year they did something really cool, which I thank you, Leo, for posting that. Leo's the greatest. MACNYC.org. That's the website for MAC. And if you want to join MAC, I think it's $50 a year, and it gives you discounts to a bunch of things, as well as just supporting live entertainment in the city. And the awards were at Symphony Hall, which is no small potatoes. You know, that's a big place. So that was really, really cool. But Jerry Diefenbach won for Downtown Instrumentalist. Now, like I said, some of us work just downtown, some of us work just uptown, and some of us work both. And Jerry and I happen to work in both, but they put us in, because I work in two and Jerry works in two places downtown. We were in the downtown category, and then they were uptown category. So for the uptown category, the piano player Bill Zeffiro and Jerry Diefenbach was downtown, and I'm very, very, very happy for Jerry. Allison Nussbaum was uptown piano bar and singer, entertainer of the year, and I am very proud to say that I got the downtown award, and I'm not going to lie, it was so amazing. And Leo was so cute. He had the little video up and everything because Susie took a video. So did Elaine Breyer. Elaine Breyer's video's a little bit better because it's head on, whereas I'm so self-conscious. And with the angle that I was at, I know Leo's so cute.
But it was so cute because you made me cry when you were thinking that when you started talking about Susie,
well,
I could hear
I
it
got
in your throat, and
emotional, yeah.
I was sitting here going like, "Oh, Maria."
Oh, I know. See, we understand each other. You know what the thing is? Me and my two best friends are Lynn Portis, genius, and Susan Campanero, because I have known them for so long. And Lynn is of course my musical director, and Susie and I teach together. We were in Tony and Tina's together, just like Lynn. We have worked in two different piano bars together. We worked in children's theater together. And when you and Leo, you know this because you have people like that are just, you know, they're in your corner. And I hope I'm one of those people that you just travel through life with, whether it's creatively or as a friend. And they're just always on your side. They just always are. You don't even have to think about it. And so when Susie and I were both nominated, I was thrilled for both of us. And then I felt instantly like, oh, if I win, oh no, I want Susie to win. And she was doing the same thing. It was really cute. And I said to her before the show started, I go, Susie, you know what my dream is? That it would be like, for the first time in MAC history, there's a tie. And it was both of us. But I did win and I was happy, but I wanted to take Susie with me. Like I wanted to just grab her and take her with me. And she's so cute and she was so supportive. So that's why in my speech, I said, Susie's up here with me. And it was a very family-like atmosphere last night. It was different than the other years. For me, I'm sure it's always a family atmosphere for certain people at certain times. But last night, it was one of those things. John Bronson was there. He was also nominated.
Mm-hmm.
Frank, Melissa was there. T-Rex was there. She was also nominated. So many nice people. And then the mama's people, like, folks, if you're in New York City or visiting New York City, please go to your piano bars. I said in my speech last night, and I mean this, piano bar is the boot camp of entertainment, because you have to not only get ready to sing at any moment or do harmonies with your friends, and Leo, you know this, but you have to, you're waiting tables or bartending, bringing up ice, dealing with unruly people, dealing with drama, and you just have to keep rolling. So to me, it was a perfect segue from Tony and Tina's wedding, which is also like fly by, the seat of your pants like that, like we talked about last week with Denise and Ricky. That was a great show. Thank
That
you
was
for all
awesome.
that. And poor Leo was dealing with all the glitches of the technical stuff. And
Mercury retrograde.
right? Oh, by the way, speaking of celestial things, let me just go back for 1 second. So Danielle Alexandria Alchemy, who is our friend, she says congratulations, deserve for the thank you, honey. Now I want to shout out, and if there's a way, Danielle, for you to put it in, it was a podcast or a live that went live a few days ago that was called Psychic Pool Party. Did you listen to it?
I listened to a little bit of it. Yeah.
It was so good. So Danielle was the guest on that show, and it was the woman interviewing her is another psychic. So it was so amazing to hear like two real like heavy hitters talking shop, and just the level of, like I always say, when I talk to Danielle, I have to have a pen and a paper. I got to write 500 things down because it's like whoop, whoop, whoop. So Danielle was on that show, and just mind blowing, amazing stuff.
I
So
call it the
last week,
Tuesday afternoon alarm clock. That's her
that's what he
nickname for
calls
me.
you, D. When as soon
You're
as he
the
comes on, he
alarm
goes,
clock.
"Our alarm clock's gone off." Danielle's in.
Start
So
the show.
go.
Start the show. The alarm clock went off.
So D, if there's a way for you to put it in the chat, put it in the chat. I want people to go and listen to this podcast. It's called the Psychic Pool Party. It was so good. Our friend Rick Sudi Caritas has joined us. He's an amazing screenwriter, songwriter, book writer, comedian, amazing guy. Please check out. He's also Mr. June in our calendar. We're not going to show the calendar tonight because
No, I was gonna show guns. I mean Jerry Diffenbach, but
I know, but Renee is a high school theater teacher, and we're going to keep it clean tonight for the kids. Not that there's anything
We're gonna
dirty,
keep it mid.
we're going to keep it mid, right? Lynn Portis Genius has joined us, superstar. She said Lynn is going to be at Casariano's in Mineola on Sunday, April 28th. Road trip. We're all going out. It's from 6 to 9:30, I think, right, Lynn? So we are going to get a group, and if you guys are out there already in Long Island, you want to meet us there, we'll just all meet and support Lynn and have some nice dinner and all that. Anthony Fett, so happy for you. Thank you, Anthony. Now, Anthony does a reoccurring series at Stonewall. I believe it's the third Monday, or is it the last? No, the third Monday, I believe, Anthony, right, of the month. And this month, I don't have the calendar in front. Oh, yeah, hold on. I can grab one of these calendars. I think it's the 22nd. Hold on a second. Anyway, he has a theme it's Monday, the 22nd. So if you are in the vicinity of the Stonewall Inn, usually we open doors around 8, I think. And then Anthony has a lineup. He calls it his All-Stars. And it is a lineup of some of the best singers you've ever heard in your life. And there's always a theme. And this month's theme is country. So it's going to be really cool. And yeah, so everybody that's singing, and of course that includes Lavinia, and I'm going to sing a song as well. But he has like some of the most amazing singers you've ever heard in your life. And last time it was remember the Sondheim,
Sondheim and
Lloyd Webber.
Lloyd Webber.
Webenheim. It was, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard better renditions of Sondheim songs in my life. And I've been around a long time. I'm not just saying that. So come and check out Anthony's show. That's happening. Kristen Piero's joined us. Congrats, Maria. You're amazing. Not as amazing as you, my love. Lori Towers, so a Mac winner song, I Who Have Nothing to Me. How cool is that? Congratulations, baby. So thank you, honey. I appreciate that. And John and Lori, I went to see John and Lori performing at St. Mark's
Oh,
Place at
God.
Village Works. It was wonderful. You know what it was? It was old school New York. People were seated on the street while John read his poems and Lori played electric bass. It was
I
really
saw the
cool.
pictures. They look
And
cool. I wish you could have heard
oh,
it.
and here's John's book. Here's John's book that he was reading from, Innocent Postcards. This is his latest, although he has a few different things. Lori and John have a few albums and stuff of music and poetry and all that. But if this is called Innocent Postcards, Poetry, Cipher Verses, John Pietero. If for our listeners on the radio, it's Pietaro, John Pietero. So go and check that out. John is an amazing writer, an
And if you
amazing
ever
poet.
heard him recite his poetry or
I know.
any poetry,
I love
he's
it.
got such a great, distinct voice for it.
Yep.
I believe that his name is now the Hunky Historian, is what I've heard him being called.
Oh,
The Hunky
really?
Historian. I don't know where Lori got that title from, but
Oh,
she's
I
been
love
calling him the
that.
Hunky Historian.
I love that. And also, can you do me a favor and talk about Lori and John's show that happens every Wednesday, since you are a regular listener on that
You
show?
mean my Wednesday night standing dates? I have a date. Is that a thruple? Does that no? Because there's too many people that
No,
join
no,
in to
no.
see.
Too
Not a
many.
thruple. Because there's too many people in the room that come in, like our friend Jill Crozen and WR and Ole. Uh, Wednesday night on WFMU.org, Sheena's Jungle Room, Beneath the Underground, and once a month at the end of the month, Eccentric Behavior, led by Lori. All the women, including Maria Gentili, who's an award-winning person,
Cool.
and they play these songs that are just, and they have such great history. And it's actually Poetry Month this month, so
Oh,
we're
yeah?
getting a lot of jazz and a lot of mix and some great poetry and uh, very relevant to the times that we are living in. I'll say
Yeah.
that we don't like to go over the edge with that, but very relevant to the times, and they're a couple of crack ups too. Once they start
Yeah,
laughing,
they're amazing. I love it. And also, you know who's joined us? Colette Payas Cass, who is Katie Cass's mom, but
oh,
my friend. And Katie, you are going to love our guest because Colette is a teacher. I'm pretty sure she's retired last year, but she taught third and fourth grade, I think, and just like Renee did for many, many years. And now our friend Renee Lordi, who's going to join us in a very short time, she taught those grades, I believe, and now she teaches high school. But she is a powerhouse. The stuff that is happening at her high school, thanks to her, is
those pictures look
incredible.
great.
Oh my God, I can't wait to talk about it. Victor Flores, Victor, I was in your hood today in Jers. I was hoping to run into you again. Good to see you, Maria. And I know I keep saying it, but we've just been busy. I'm gonna reach out to you and we're gonna do a show with Victor Flores. He's the executive chef of Joe Allen, Bar Centrale, and Orso, my three favorite
If
restaurants.
he cooks for you on that night, I'm gonna jump through this screen
You don't
and
understand the food of Victor Flores, the
I,
genius, the culinary genius of Victor Flores. You don't
Maria,
understand.
I have a curated belly. That proves to me
Listen,
since I was high school. Since high school.
listen, I went on the keto for 3 weeks so I could fit into my Soup for the Mac Awards. And last night afterwards, the first thing I said to Susie was like, we got to eat. And so we did. We had pizza and cupcakes.
You
But
know what I want to do with you? I want to go out for pierogies again.
oh my God, anytime we'll go to Little Ukraine in the East
Hmm.
Village. That'll be great. Okay. So Colette, don't go too far because first of all, so I have to shout this person's praises because I love her as a human being. She's one of the nicest people you'll ever meet from one of the best Italian families in the history of Italian families. The
Shout out
famous,
Santoros.
that's right, Santoros of Paramus. And she is my friend. She's an amazing person, and she is in the theater. Um, she not only is in the theater, she shares it with young people that will change the world and do great things. So, are we ready? for Miss Renee Lordi.
Doo,
We
doo, doo, doo.
There she is.
Oh,
Hi, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for that introduction. That was so sweet. I love you.
I love you so much. And I need to say this. Your family, I always say the Santoros are my second Italian family
Oh, absolutely.
because 100%. You guys, when I think of like I have my Boston family and then I have my Jersey Italians, and you're my Jersey Italians. Now, you have always been a
Jersey hair.
great, oh, I know. You have always been a great supporter of anything that we did. You came to all our shows. You supported us. I knew your brother first because we did shows together.
Right.
But now, and Chuck has always been in the theater, but and you have always been that theater person. But when did you decide to switch from teaching? Was it third and fourth grade?
Actually, fifth grade. I actually
Fifth
started
grade.
sixth grade. I did sixth grade for 9 years. And then I got moved to fifth grade in the middle school. And then I got moved to fifth grade in the elementary school. So then I was there for like 12 years. And then I just got stagnant after teaching
Mm,
over and over and over again, doing the same material over and over and over again. I got stagnant and I said, I love
right,
to teach, but I need a change. And it just so
right.
happened the theater teacher was retiring. And I said, now's my time. I've always loved,
Wow.
see, but the thing was,
Eh,
when I was in school way back when, I wanted to be a creative dramatics teacher. But then
Really?
New Jersey cut all those jobs
I
and
didn't
they
know that.
cut that. So at the time, I was afraid of high school because I'm like 5'2". I'm like, people are going to think
You
I'm a
know what? I would never think that. To me, you're so tall.
5'2".
5'2".
Oh yeah, 5'2".
Oh, you're a big personality, honey. You
I
are not 5'2".
am tiny. So and a half, that a half counts.
Okay. Oh,
That half counts. So I I don't even know where I was going with this. So they cut all the jobs. I was afraid of high school kids. I'll be honest with you. I'm like, people are going to say I look like a kid. How are they going to respect me? So I went down a different path, teaching fifth and sixth and fifth grade. And then I said, it's when the former theater teacher retired, I said at 52 years old, now's my time. And
I can't believe you're 52 either. You're like a kid.
you,
You're amazing. You're amazing. I also want to say something. You brought up a very good point. I'm kind of afraid to talk when Renee talks because our microphones are cutting each other out. But I need to say this for anybody out there that is not a teacher, and anybody out there that is, they'll understand. People think that teachers are fearless and we just walk into situations and we command attention. There is a lot of us, because teenagers are hard. It's a hard it's a hard time. They're raw, they're sensitive, they're going through so much in their lives and they need us, right?
oh,
They also are prickly. They're like little porcupines and they don't want you to get too close. So in turn, sometimes I know because I work with teenagers, what they send back at you can feel at times hostile. But if you are someone that can do that kind of work, that is the most beautiful thing in the world. I'm so glad that you're doing what you're doing, Renee.
I do. I really, truly love what I do. I have a different relationship with the high school kids because I'm with them literally for hours after.
Mm,
So when we do our shows, it's not during the day. It's not a class where you take like a performance class. I mean, I have theater classes, but we don't do our big performances there. So these kids practice with me after school and we're set 5 to 8, 5 to 9. So they go home for a quick break and they come back 3 to 4 times a week. So I have my Mean Girls shirt on. So we just closed
woohoo!
the high school version. And this is the biggest show I personally have ever done. Yep, there we go. I love it. Now those projections, FY. Okay, there's so much to say about Mean
Yeah,
Girls.
say it, honey. Tell us everything.
So proud of my district. So when I first came, we had a set designer for one show and then we didn't. So I was like, oh, okay. So we did SpongeBob. We decided to do SpongeBob. I'm sorry, I'm going all out of order.
Doesn't
Because
matter.
we needed the projection. I wanted a projection screen. So Jimon has never had one of those. I said, what could I do different? Because they used to paint the back wall.
Mm.
No more painting. So yeah, that's Xanadu. Oh, Xanadu. We won awards for Xanadu. Okay. Radium Girls. That's my show. That's actually has been my favorite show to direct to this date. That's the show that's up for 9 awards right
That's
now.
what okay, so let's stop right on that. And we can go back, we can go forward, but Radium Girls, I have seen you post about that quite a bit. You're up for 9 awards, right?
9 awards. I went to Bergen Community College
Okay.
here and they did Radium Girls. Don't people overlook community college. It's
Mhm.
absolutely fabulous. They charge $5 to get in. The theater is, I mean, what they learn is I see my kids who go there, how much they grow in such a short time. I was so inspired by their performance. I said, I got to do it at my stage. I have to. I left that performance feeling horrible, like literally, like somebody sucker punched me. So
Why?
because it's not good what they do to women. It's
Right.
the 1920s, and it's just they treat them horrible. And these poor women die of radium poisoning because they didn't realize, it would harm them. They thought it was
Right.
actually. So I said, from seeing that show at Bergen, I said, I have to do it. And Bergen
Wow.
actually, I reached out to Bergen and I said, look, can I borrow some of your things? And I didn't know any of them. They were wonderful. They let me borrow whatever I needed. So like I said, community college is a fabulous way to see some really good theater.
I
Cheap too.
love that.
Oh, yeah, I love
So
Bergen.
uh,
So
go ahead. Could talk about the next piece.
so then we started. That wasn't as big as Mean Girls, but my actors gave me their all. It was a wonderful experience. And this is the first time we had a projection screen that Dumont purchased it. So I was like, so the projections you see now, actually in Radium Girls and Mean Girls, are all student created.
Wow. That's amazing. That is amazing. So they're working on all aspects of this
Every,
production.
everything is all student created. And in
That
Mean
is fantastic.
choreographer, I had student choreographers who choreographed Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, I love Mean Girls. I think Mean Girls is one of the most well, it's so current that any kid can identify with it. And it also, I don't care how long ago you were in high school, you'll identify with it
Oh,
because
absolutely.
the characters in life don't really change. You always have those people. And it's just, but the music is wonderful. I think the script is wonderful. It's
I
great.
think it's fabulous. So what we decided to do, because my advanced class thought the main message gets overlooked, which is about self-identity, bullying, anti-bullying, be who you.
Mm.
So we actually created scripts and we went to the middle schools, both middle schools, and they did a presentation, not on Mean Girls, because they wrote scripts, Mean Girls, but not Mean Girls itself. And they did an anti-bullying campaign for both middle schools
Launched from your show.
from Mean Girls, correct.
Unbelievable. That is so, see what I mean by ripple effects? That's what I talked about before you came on. Like, first of all, I remember I I loved school. I was one of those kids that just couldn't wait to get to school. I loved it. And but what I always loved the most was any kind of performance after, like whether it was during school or after school. I loved those teachers because they stuck around. They had families just like anybody else, but they were there after school. They gave us that extra love that we so desperately needed. at that age, that raw age. And also they were so cool because they got us. You could go to your theater teacher and tell, have tears in your eyes and say, I just broke up with my boyfriend. And she would get it.
I
Or
get
he
that.
would get it. I know, I'm sure they'd like totally open up to you. When I was working with kids in Brooklyn, working in theater, I was so moved that the boys would come to me and tell me, they would tell me like girls, like, Miss, I gotta tell you, like it was the sweetest thing. That's how I knew I was doing something right. So I love teaching is amazing. I think it's the most underrated profession in the world,
Yeah, people
and I go ahead.
3 o'clock. They
Yeah.
know full-time jobs.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
now, honey, what do you work? You've worked. Okay, so this is what I wrote down, and I think I don't want to make sure I didn't miss. So Radium Girls, Xanadu, Mean Girls, God. Well, your first shows though start. Let's go back to it was during COVID, and you
okay,
couldn't do anything inside. So let's talk about that.
so when I started, literally, it was the height of COVID when everything was canceled.
Hmm.
So I didn't want to start off my career at the high school with everything canceled. And my son at the time was that age, and I saw everything just being canceled on him. And I said,
Right.
no, not happening. So I said, I inherited a budget, literally a little over $500,
Wow.
because they were supposed to do Godspell. And then they spent all this money getting ready for Godspell because doing a musical is so expensive. And then it closed and they couldn't perform. So we were
Wow.
at such a loss. So I said, okay. I said, even if I take money out of my pocket until I recoup, these kids will have a show. So we did, we call this zombie, everything I learned from being a zombie. We did it outside. I had all these Halloween decorations. We had like stations. See, this is the elementary teacher in me.
Yeah. Yep.
We have a beautiful campus in the front. So I had them all stationed out all over the whole campus. And you got a map and you were able to walk to the different performances. And
Unbelievable.
and as you could see, Sylvia is in that picture.
Oh my God, that Sylvia, if anybody doesn't know, I mean, I don't know how you would know. Sylvia Santoro, who is my friend, is Renee's mom, incredible human being, just an incredible person. So that's Sylvia in there.
Yeah. My parents support whatever I do. They
I
go to
know now you talked about also, I mean, let's talk about the fact that you use items from your family in some of your shows just to have that energy. I
so it
love that.
started after Godspell. So what you see on the screen is Godspell. So
Outdoors.
Godspell. Even though my first show, even though I actually am sentimental to Godspell because my parents had the 8-track that I used to twirl on while putting the 8-track in. So I do love Godspell, but that was my first show. So I revamped it. I made it my own and we performed it.
Unbelievable. During COVID outside.
COVID, height of COVID, I wasn't saying, kids, it's canceled. We're doing it. And I got
Unbelievable.
it.
That's
And
fantastic.
it was an experience. So then what the kids decided to do was when we went back into the theater, they wanted to make shows kid friendly to bring them back. So we did Puffs, which is a spoof of Harry Potter, about the Hufflepuffs.
Oh,
Hilarious. And then we did SpongeBob, the musical. So
amazing.
in SpongeBob, the musical, Pearl Crabs were my grandmother's pearls.
Oh my God. Nannies?
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
your dad's mom.
yeah, grandma's.
Wow.
Yeah, my great uncle was in Puffs, like a lantern in Puffs. There's always something. And so I could connect to the show more. I like to do that. The kids now get excited with who's getting the heirloom, who's getting the heirloom. So that's cool. But
I love that. That's so special. But
I think
go
in
ahead.
their Clue, in Clue, Mrs. White, who's actually in all black, is in my dad's mother's hat. It's a black
No.
cap with a feather going straight across. Yeah. And then my mom's fur, she got when I believe she was 16, Miss Scarlet wore when she entered. And then Miss Peacock had my grandmother's, no, my nanny's, no, my grandmother's, because it had her name engraved in it, fur like stole over it.
That's fantastic. Now, this is no surprise to me because your family is very, they are super supportive, but they're also very involved in things. Like your brother always involved you guys in like parades. Didn't you do the Macy's Day Parade once or twice?
Did it twice. Now, here's the story about that. My brother could tell you the story. All right. So the very first year, I'm the Queen of Hearts. So that was like the costume of all costumes, just
Yeah.
absolutely an original. I was like wearing history. It was gorgeous. And then the second year, I put on a few pounds, but it's okay. A little more of me to love.
Yeah.
And I didn't fit the costume anymore because I wasn't a size 4, and I was a fiddler. So when you enter the parade, there's a big announcer, and he's like, what was my brother was the oh my God, what was he was the one with the rats, and
Oh,
they
the
were
Pied Piper, the Pied Piper.
so they're like Pied Piper, join the parade, da 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 da, join the parade, and then I walk in, and he looks right at me, and he's like,
I love it.
I have the violin. I'm like, I'm a fiddler. I'm a fiddler. And he's like, join the parade. So it's a joke now between my brother and I. We just look at each other, join the parade, because nobody
I
knew.
love it. And your mom was in it too. Your mom was in the parade
But
too.
she was Mother Nature. That was interesting. Her on a rocking horse with a big wig on.
Gigantic, right?
And the thing rocked. Oh, good time.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
Kyle too. Kyle
Your
was in
son, that's right.
3rd grade at the time. So he was Jack Frost.
That's fantastic. And now he is in college
Yes.
doing amazing things.
Amazing. I just saw him Friday. So I haven't seen him in so long. So the kids always know when I'm really happy, like I'm seeing my son. So I drove
Yeah.
up to Pittsburgh, and it was the first Wind Symphony concert I ever saw. And he was great. He had a solo, and like I said, he plays effortlessly.
He loves it. He's and talk about the instrument that he plays because it's not something everybody plays.
No, he plays the euphonium. Now, here's the story with that. My son is kind of inspirational. Like when I get down and like, ugh, and I think like my creativity is, I think of what he did. So when he was in 4th grade, way back when, now remember, my kid's not the sports kid at all. So, he didn't do well at sports. We tried him in everything. He was that kid, just didn't do well.
Mhm.
So now he's in 4th grade and he gets to take an instrument. And he wanted the drums. Did he get the drums? Nope. So they put him on the trumpet. And he said, Mom, I don't want the trumpet. So I hated to be that parent, but I called the music teacher. I said, look, he doesn't want the trumpet. Is there something we could do? And she sat with him and she made him blow through every instrument. And then that night he came home and he's like, I'm going to play the euphonium. I'm like, okay, great. Super. But he was a kid that wanted to do, when we lived in Waldwick at the time, nobody made the honors bands. So for euphonium players. So he's like,
Mhm.
Mom, first kid. I said, okay. So the first time he tried out, nope. Then we got private lessons to kind of catch him up. And then he went this kid practiced his butt off. So he went for region band. He got blown out of the water, like literally blown out of the water, came second to last. So I said, Kyle, we could just do this for fun, sweetheart. Like, so now 2 bands in, he got cut. And he goes, no, Mom, I'm going to do it. Okay. So he practiced and he practiced and he practiced. And then the next time the honors band rolled around, he was the second highest in all of Bergen County. Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so beautiful.
He's been in these bands ever since.
And he's really into it. And it's like it's his passion now.
That was his college essay. It was
Oh
like
my God.
euphonium is like peanut butter to his jelly.
I love it. But he
Oh,
wasn't great right away. This is a great
oh,
story. This
oh,
is really about like practice, practice,
right,
practice. And if
right,
you want something, just keep doing it. Not everything comes easy to everybody.
right. And it didn't for him. It didn't. And then he really wanted it. And then he just soared.
Yeah, that's a beautiful story. Well, congratulations to Kyle, who is
Thanks.
such a gentleman. He's
He's
such a gentleman. He's a good kid. Yeah. So, what's your next show, honey? What are you guys working on now?
okay. Well, we're doing 1X because they're student directed. So I started a director's program as well.
Wow.
Did I did because in before I took over the program, they had the kids get to direct the 1X, but I saw that they needed more training. So
Mm,
I did a whole director's program where they work with me throughout the whole entire year. So then when the 1X roll around, they get to that's Xanadu. Love
oh,
Xanadu.
I love those costumes. That was so great.
Those
All
co-
the costumes that you've showed that you sent us pictures of are amazing.
those were see now we don't copy Broadway. Those technically are sirens, and on Broadway they wore all red. And we kept to what a true siren is supposed to be, bird and mermaid. So we did that.
I love that. I love that. I love anything mermaid. I don't know why. I just fascinated with it. It's
Those
pretty amazing and those colors and it's just great. And I also said this to you before the show when we were talking. What I love about your cast, because I looked at a lot of pictures that you sent us, the cast is so diverse.
yes.
It's
Hmm.
amazing how diverse your cast is. It's
Yeah. I do.
beautiful,
But
beautiful work.
so in
Um,
that, my prom headpiece is on the girl in purple.
your prom headpiece. See, once again, you brought something of your own and your family's in there.
Yep. Always. Oh,
That's really good energy. And Danielle, who is a spiritual medium, psychic friend, incredible. I got to tell your mother about Danielle because you won't believe. I mean, um, Danielle does all kinds of incredible things, and she said, "Beautiful way for ancestral support."
mm,
So the fact that you bring your ancestors in is
oh,
it's just great.
he's a
It's
little.
really powerful.
I like to keep to the time period. I like to keep it as realistic as possible. I love the symbolism up there. Like a lot of times with the set, like Radium Girls has a ton of symbolism with the set. So when I saw Beautiful Noise,
Yeah, oh my
so
God, I just want I know
everywhere.
what you mean. Yeah.
I said, you know what? I'm going to put factory lights. And I just hung the factory lights and they never moved to show that the factory is always with these women.
Mm,
They're in our projections, they put pieces of the factory in every projection. So no matter where these women go, the factory is always there haunting them. And
right.
and then we lit up the stage with LED green lights at the bottom because if you go, they're still glowing to this day. Like the
Really?
are dead, they're still glowing to this day. So I said, you know what? They're still glowing. The stage will glow throughout the whole entire show.
Oh
So
my God, I have chills.
it's very symbolic as well. Like I said, Radium Girls is near and dear. I just loved it.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. Now, we're gonna take a minute because this is the part of our show where we do the food
Oh,
section. So we have to do the food
amazing
section. So Lee,
night. I can't wait to see what you make.
okay, all right. So Leo, will you join us? I always love it when Leo joins us. All right, let me just say hello to my friend Jill Anderson, also a Jersey girl. Jill, this is my friend Renee Lordi. She is a teacher
Hi,
at
Jill.
Dumont High School. She's amazing. She's a theater teacher. Jill is incredible. She's a great friend, and she was one of my students of cabaret out in Morristown, and she's become one of my favorite people in the world. So shout out to Jill Anderson, who I adore. And my cousin Rena Crinali Berge has joined us, and I hear a rumor that Ziana, my Ziana, is here as well, who your mother knows, by the way. Now I have to tell this very quick thing. This is how much I love the Santoros, and this is how amazing they are. When my mother passed away, now remember that Santoros live in Paramus, New Jersey. My family is from Massachusetts. That is a 5-hour drive. Renee's mother, my friend Sylvia, I'm going to cry, drove from Paramus to Stoneham, Massachusetts to my mother's funeral in a beautiful, beautiful, she looked like a movie star. She came, she paid her respects, and she drove back to Paramus that day. If that's not an incredible human being, I don't know what is. So I needed to tell that story because Tiana remembers Sylvia Santoro. This is Sylvia Santoro's daughter, Tiana, my friend Renee. So that's what the stock that Renee comes from. Okay, so what did I make for our tonight? So I went off the keto because I won the Mac Award. So that means that I won the Mac Award for Piano Bar Entertainer of the Year downtown. So I said, Maria, as I don't drink or smoke or do anything crazy. Yeah, there you go. So I'm going to enjoy some food. So what did I make myself tonight? I made pulled pork sliders.
Yes.
Yes, I knew you'd like that. On potato bread, Leo.
Ooh,
so I know
I'm curious
we love
how you cook the pork.
Okay, so I took the little shank of pork, and I made it with hot honey from Trader Joe's, which I love. Trader Joe's has a great hot honey, chili powder, garlic powder, and dill pickle seed. There also Trader Joe's. So Trader Joe's has this great. A little goes a long way, but if you sprinkle in stuff, you would swear that there are dill pickles in there. I also added these little red onion, little lettuce, and my friend Liz Goldenberg gave me this jar of. It's called Fire and Ice pickles, and what they are is sweet and hot pickles.
Interesting.
Yes, and they're so good because you bite into them and they're super sweet, but then it's like boom, you get a kick. So I put that there, and Ruffles potato chips and potato bread. So that's
okay. Now I'm curious though. How did you cook the pork? Did you slow roast it? Did you?
No, I actually
it?
I can't lie. I bought it already cooked.
Okay.
I bought the pulled pork. It was already it was slow cooked.
Yeah.
So I bought it slow cooked, and then I cooked it in a pan with all those things that I mentioned. So sometimes you have to do that because I didn't have a lot of time today. And also what I did was, it's a long story. I won't tell it, but it's because it has to do with parking in New York, and I couldn't move my car today because they're doing construction. So I said, there's no way I'm losing my parking space. That is such a New York thing. So I took the bus. No, I walked across the GWB because now they have the north side. I walked across. It's like 1.6 miles. And I went to the supermarket there and then walked back. So I had to it was running out of time. But anyway, for my salad tonight, romaine lettuce, orange sweet peppers, celery, and apples. Honey crisp. I'm going with the honey crisp apples. And then Renee, when I came to your house once, maybe it was Thanksgiving, maybe it was Easter. What you did, you made such a delicious salad. And I was like, what'd you put in it? She squeezed a lemon, just a lemon, and olive oil. And then put salt and pepper. And it was incredible. So I squeezed an orange in this, just a half an orange. And I'm using, hold on a second, because I have to write it down, otherwise I forget. Green chili infused olive oil. So I'm going with the sweet hot thing for everything tonight. And that was that. But I learned that little trick of the little citrus from Renee.
Yeah, I like that. Gets rid of the vinegar from the sugar in the vinegar.
Yeah. I loved it. It was such let me tell you, the Santoros can cook.
My mother.
Oh my God, your mother is one of my favorite cooks and one of my favorite people. I don't know if you know, I just have her, she's always with me. Your mother is, and her words are always in my head. She's great. So I'm going to come out there and hang out with her one of these days soon. All right. So this is banana cream pie, Leo.
Oh my goodness.
I know, but I didn't make it because I don't make desserts. but I love
Where
desserts.
is that from? Is that from
No, it's from the Acme supermarket in Fort Lee, New
okay.
Jersey. But they have a great bakery. Jersey's the best. Listen, I was born in Massachusetts. I live in New York, but I love Jersey. Jersey's the best. They have great food, amazing schools. Actually, Renee, you'll know this better than I. Massachusetts and Jersey are the two
Right.
top
We're two. Massachusetts is one, but we're two.
in the United States out of 50 states for
Mhm.
education.
Correct. We have
Pretty
some
amazing.
that we
You
have
have
to
some more? Say that again, honey.
standards with our curriculums that we have to follow.
Yeah, I love it. It's great. It's great. You guys are amazing.
Bring in a
Um,
Riverside County. I'm just saying.
so let me just because I have 2 pages that I'm looking at. Who's talked? Alana Diaz, our friend from Stonewall and the Duplex. She's an incredible singer. Also a Jersey girl from Bergen, North Bergen, West New York area, Guttenberg out there. She's incredible. A
And she's
Cuban
got family
diva.
here where I live in California.
I know that's right. So
Alana, go boom.
Alana is amazing, and she works with Jerry Diefenbach on Saturday nights, and Jerry won. So he thanked you, Alana. I don't know if you know that, but you were one of the people in his thank you speech.
Aw.
Jerry is, oh my God, Jerry is watching. Congratulations, Maria. Congratulations to you, Jerry. And oh, what a beautiful night it was. Jerry was so cute. He's the cutest thing. And boy, does he deserve it. Vincent Pugliese, our friend Dr. Vinny, has joined us. Congratulations. Thank you, Vinny. Mario Davila. You
Mhm.
talk about a hot Latino. And we love Mario. He's in Texas right now. He is my friend. He was Mr. June a couple of years ago. Lynn Portis, Renee, please send my love to Chuck and your beautiful mom and dad.
I will.
And and Rena Cugnali says, my cousin says, that's my favorite dressing. Good olive oil and lemon. I
Mhm.
learned that from Renee. I didn't know that before. So all these nice people have checked in.
Maria, I
I
have a shout out. I don't know if he's
Yeah,
listening or not, but I have a shout out to Mr.
give
April of the original OG calendar, Jay Rivera. Happy birthday, buddy.
that's right. Today is Jay Rivera's. I don't know if you know Jay Rivera, Renee, but he's so adorable and nice, and he's a good person. He's one of our friends. That's right. His birthday was today, right? Happy birthday, Jay. Who knows where he is in the world? He is a great singer and a personal trainer, and he travels all over the world. So he could be anywhere.
He's alive. I harassed him last
You
night
did?
at midnight. Oh, yes.
Okay, good. And Jill Anderson knows Jay very well. They've sung together many times. Now that's a friend. Yes, Jill, she's referring to your mom, I'm sure. That is a friend. I will never forget that as long as I live. Because you know how they say you can have two feelings at once? You say that. I say that to my kids a lot. Look, you can be mad and you can be hurt and you can be happy. You don't have to be just one thing. You can have many feelings. And that's what I felt when I saw your mom walk into that funeral home. I said, wow. Like I felt a burst of love and I felt like I was heartbroken about my own mom. And I thought, this human being just did the ultimate sacrifice. Like I will never, ever, ever forget it. And that's why I wanted to tell that story. Tiana also says, God bless you to your mom. So anyway, we love Sylvia. And Sylvia's funny too.
Oh, she's a riot.
So she's a riot. She really is. So now, okay, so tell us what we need to look forward to at Dumont. And you
But
have a website that we can go to, right?
my students love her. She comes to rehearsals every
No.
yes, and she helps my costume crew iron and whatnot. And one student one time really had a heart to heart with her, and now when they see her, they're always like, big arms open. They love her.
She's the best.
Yeah.
Sil is the best.
So
Okay,
we're
so tell us about this.
like we did our two big shows. So now, but my job just does not stop. So we're working on one acts, night of improv, which is like a whose line is it anyway with
Oh,
teachers.
fun.
And it's so much fun. It's my favorite night of the year. Then I'm working on our honor society. I run that.
Of course
know
you do.
the banquet. We do the end of the year banquet, which I run. But what's really cool is next week, I had seniors come back and they've told me, not seniors, kids that graduate and come back and they say, we're too afraid to audition for college. And I said, okay, we got to change this. So I entered different competitions with the kids to get professional feedback. So this year we went a step further. I arranged a master class free of charge. Youth Theater's paying for it through fundraising with Jane Bruce from Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. So
Wow.
6 of my kids prepared monologues. So they'll get audition feedback. They're taking this whole class. Then we go to the Brooklyn Deli for lunch. And then we see Jane in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child that day.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Now, I don't know if you know this, but Leo is also a teacher. And Leo works with all age groups.
So yeah, but we have our hearts are the same.
Mhm.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And when's your birthday, Renee?
I'm January,
Okay, so you're an Aquarius?
Capricorn.
Oh, no wonder.
Okay.
That explains everything.
Capricorn.
My niece Angelica is a Capricorn. They are like, you want to get organized? Talk to a Capricorn.
Right.
They
Mhm.
will. Oh my God, they're really, really like organized, amazing people. So,
Thank-
oh no, you're amazing. And Renee, we're coming to the end of our show, and I want to tell you, I love you as a person. I love you like a sister. And I am so proud of what you're doing. Like, you are always amazing, but you are changing lives. And you should know that. And teachers are the unsung heroes, but I know that your kids know that you love them. And I know that they love you. So keep doing great things. Everybody, please, please follow follow Renee on and what's the website for the school?
It's actually, I think it's going down below.
Oh,
You
okay, great, great below. Okay.
we put it up,
D
put it up,
beautiful.
right?
Okay.
And then pretty
Uh
soon I'll post next year's shows.
oh, I love it. I love
They're,
it, love it, love it. All right,
they're
Mario Davila just said Jim Lazar's birthday too is today. Jim Lazar, the best ever, is the owner of Brandy's Piano Bar, and I work there on Fridays and Saturdays. It's my favorite job I've ever had in my life. Please come and see us. And if you know Jim Lazar, please give him a shout out. Happy birthday. He's the greatest. He's the greatest. So, Renee, I love you so much. Thank you for
Love
taking the time. I know you're so busy.
you for having me.
Oh, my pleasure. And say hi to your family. And everybody, please come back and see us every Tuesday night from 9 to 10. We're here live. Just remember, we love and appreciate you. Thank you,
Oh.
everybody.